Okay, so we are going to be talking today about angles, or the sum of the angles in polygons. So you can actually put sum of the angles in polygons. We have worked with triangles. So we know that all of the interior angles, so this angle plus that angle plus that angle, we know that those equal 180. And we've actually done some other proofs showing that. But what happens when you add a side and it becomes a quadrilateral? Or what happens when you add another side and it is a pentagon? We need to know, what do all of these interior angles add up to? Okay? So there is a formula for that. And that is S equals 180 times the quantity, which means parentheses, n minus 2. So this is the sum or total of the interior angles. 180 is part of the formula. N stands for the number of sides. So if we look back, we can use this formula for a triangle. So I'm going to kind of be doing the same work here. So S equals 180. There are 3 sides minus my 2 gives me 180 times 1. So the sum of the angles, interior angles of a triangle is 180. For this quadrilateral, S equals 180 times, there are 4 sides. So S equals 180 times 2, which gives you 360. Okay, so we can do that for any type of polygon. So what are we going to do for example 1 when it asks for find the measure of angle A? When we are labeling polygons, so this, we're going to call this, it is a pentagon, so we're going to call this pentagon A, B, C, D, E. So if it says A, B, C, D, E, that means we start at A somewhere and then go either clockwise or counterclockwise with these letters. You do not bounce around and go A, B, C, D, and then E. So we're going in a direction. So this is going to be angle A, angle B, angle C, angle D, and angle E. And I'm going to tell you that angle B is 100 degrees. I have a right angle indicator already on C. D is 130 degrees, and E is also 130 degrees. So I don't know what I am missing here. So in other words, I'm going to have to figure out, okay, so what should the total be? And then subtract the rest of it. So this is a pentagon. So I have 180 times the number of sides is 5. So 5 minus 2 is 3. So that gives me a total of 540. So I know that all of these angles together are going to have to equal 540. So I have 100 plus the 90 plus the 130 plus the other 130 gives me 190 and 260. So that gives me a total of 450. Well, it has to equal 540. So 540 minus the 450 tells me that I have 90 degrees left over. So angle A would have to equal 90 degrees. in example 2, we want to find the measures of an interior angle of a regular hexagon. So there's a couple things that we need to be paying attention to when we read. It says find the measure of 1. So this is representing 1. Well, I know how to find all of them, but how do I find 1? And it's a regular hexagon. So we know that the total sum, number of sides, is 6. 180 times 4 gives me a total of 720. But it's regular. So that means all the angles have to be the exact same measure. So I'm going to do 720 divided by the number of angles that there are, which this is a hexagon, which means that there are 6 sides, which means that there are also 6 angles. Do some division, and I get 120. So the sum is 720, but one angle equals 120 degrees. So I guess if you wanted to write a formula from that, it'd be one angle would equal 180 times the quantity of n minus 2 divided by n again, which would be the number of sides or the number of angles.